It is time to get on the rainbow cane train. So this is a fun, vibrant, and easy little tutorial where I show you a few tricks on how I make these super cute little rainbow canes that you can use for anything. Let's get to it. Now, what we have here, souffle igloo, souffle poppy seed. Oh, okay, all right. She did some sort of fancy transition. Really, all I needed to do was roll the white out. So I have conditioned both clays. I'm going to use both clays in different capacities. I've already rolled the black out. I like to trim off the edges to make it all nice and tidy, but what I'm basically doing is wrapping one of these white cane snake thingamajiggies in black. So make sure that the edge is all nice, get the other stuff out of the way, move it, why is it still sitting there? Come on, there we go. Always clean your surface. If you're working with poppy seed, always clean your surface throughout the process because it just tends to go everywhere for some bloody reason. Anyway, so I have this idea of what I want to do, which you've already kind of seen in the beginning. But with this, I wanted to roll it out quite thin, and then I'm going to use my roller to flatten it out. And then I kind of want to make a cane that goes over the rainbow that looks like stripes. So I just sort of had this vision of how I wanted to do it in my mind. Is it the easiest way to do it? I'm not sure. It probably would have been easier for me to make it up. You're going to see how I do it, but to make up the actual part of the rainbow and then just stick these on top. Like, I probably didn't need to do what I'm doing here, but I kind of was making it up as I go along, which is what all makers do, right? We all make shit up as we go along. And I kind of just had this idea, so you can do a similar type effect if you're using a stripe. So say you have some leftover stripe slab, you can use that to wrap around your rainbow and you're going to get sort of the dash effect around the rainbow. However, I wanted it to be way more exaggerated. I wanted it to be over the top and extreme, which is why I went for this idea. So I kind of feel like it worked. Is it perfect? Never. But yeah, so basically, as you can see here, I'm putting all these little dashes together, and then the idea is that we'll wrap around the rainbow, which I obviously successfully did because you've seen the picture. But it wasn't that easy. So all we're basically doing is just chopping these and getting them into similar sizes. And yeah, that's it really. I don't really know. I think partway through this, I was like, well, I've made these canes before, like the rainbow cane. And I kind of knew that I wanted to do a sort of mottly, scrappy type of inside. So the first little part of the rainbow. And then I'm going to look at it at the same time so that while I'm talking to you, I can be looking at it. And then I needed to do another little layer of black just to separate the pink and the little, I'm going to call it the scrap insides. That's going to be, see how it's coming together now? So fancy. All right. Oh, this is a recipe that I actually forgot to give you in my last video, but this is one of my favorite pinks. I use it all the time, and it is 1 part fuchsia by Primo to 1 part white. So you can use Igloo, which is what I'm using, or you can use any other white you like, but it is just a 1-to-1 ratio, and it makes a very pretty and vibrant pink. Now this goes on for a while. We all know color mixing, right? So I'm going to pause, and it's going to be mixed in 2 seconds. Okay, maybe that was exaggerating. It's 3 or 4 seconds, but hey, here we are. Party Pink is what I call her. She is bloody sexy and goes with everything. Goes with green, goes with red, goes with orange. It's one of the best pinks you'll ever make. Better than So 80s, better than guava, better than raspberry. It's my favorite. Anyway, now see here, I noticed that it's not quite mixed to my to my requirements. So anyway, in this moment, I decided to do what I wanted to do, which is what I was talking about before, and use some striped scraps to kind of just make up a fun little inside. So that was just some leftover stripes. And you can see in there it's got like an orangey red, a peach, a lilac, and the party pink as well. So I'm going to make that the center of our rainbow. And okay, she's just chopping it up for extra scrap-like goodness. And then I'm going to wrap a little bit of black over it. But as I'm looking at my cane right now, actually, you know what? I'm going to trim that off. And you're not even going to notice it. Forget I said anything. Also, can we just have a moment for my nails being silver glittery goodness? That's right. She made an effort, guys. She made an effort. Okay, so we're just going to wrap this halfway. So I actually shaped it into a little sort of semicircle. There we go. Cute. And the reason why I've wrapped black around it is just to give that separation of each rainbow part, each rainbow strip, so it doesn't sort of all just blend into one. So it is nice to have those real sort of bold lines that go through. Okay, she needs to roll this out a bit more, don't worry about me. So all you're really doing with your rainbows is you are wrapping your semicircle. So don't go all the way around like a traditional cane. You're just doing half a cane, basically. And just thinking about the proportions, having that real good definition of the different sections of the rainbow. And you know what? Not being afraid to put like patterns in, clash some colors, do some stripes. And you're going to see I add in, okay, she's wrapping the stripe. It's very cute. When I did this, I was very happy that it worked out the way it did. So just gently, you can sort of like stretch it and reduce it out a little bit. Now, I do find... Oh, no, it works. I was like, no, she's making it work. She's making it work. So I'm just trying to get it into that shape, making sure that it covers the entire cane. And honestly... you could stop there if you wanted to. I think that's a fun, cute and quirky little like rainbow. That would be, you could stop there. You don't even need to put any more layers on. I just decided that I wanted to add a pop. You know, like I love a wild card. I love a wild card colour. So I decided to add like a pop of green. Now, oh, wow, this is quality content. I didn't turn my camera around so that you could see what I was doing, but I was just putting the green through the machine a little bit because it has red on it. Color transfer from my machine. So just living my most professional life, changing the channel on my... I'm just watching TV. Could have cut that bit out, but too late now. We're already talking. So... I wanted to add a pop. This colour is a mixture of... It is a mixture of Fluoro Yellow by Premo. And it has got... No, it's not. It is Wasabi by Premo with a little bit of Fluoro Yellow and white. So I would say it's probably... 4 parts wasabi, 1 part white, 1 part fluoro yellow, around about. You'd have to adjust it. So again, we're just wrapping around and then trimming. Oh, I do like that. I'm so glad I added that actually. It's very cute. Slicing and dicing, making sure it's nicely adhered, not too many air bubbles in there. So just give it a nice press down. Now, if you find, which... I don't really pick up until after I've already filmed this. But if you find your layers haven't gone all the way to the bottom, you can actually trim the bottom off because you don't want to put anything around the bottom of your rainbow cane because you don't want to wrap it. So you want it to look like a rainbow. So if for example, the little black section there, it doesn't quite go all the way down. I'm about to adjust it literally right now. I'm going to slice it and then I'm probably going to put a photo in at the end so that you can see what I mean, and I'll do a before and after. So it'll just show you what you can do. Actually, I'll add a section of video. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry, you'll see it at the end of this video. Now, I've decided to go through a very long and tedious process of making another cane to wrap around. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fast forward through some of this. I'm going to make it very, very fast because it takes me a long time. Although I do talk a lot, so possibly, well, I'm not going to talk for 10 minutes. So what I'm doing is I'm wrapping white, pink, and green and making tiny little tubes like this. And I make a lot of them. And so I'm going to just speed this up a little bit so that we can get through it without falling asleep. Okay? Seriously, if we could work this fast, how productive would we be? Like, for real life. So you can see I'm wrapping the pink now. Oh gosh, yes. I love this lightning speed. So I just wanted to do a fun little effect using that. Now I've used this method to do butterfly wings before or moth wings in different canes. And it's just fun and easy. So what happens is the black gets really thin and it almost looks like a like sort of cell or honeycomb effect where you get tiny little dots of color by putting this together. Come on, look, could you imagine watching this in real time? Seriously. So I'm just using one of the little lengths to measure off the length, and I actually have not done this for a cane before, so this is a first time for me. Here's all the little cute pieces. They look like licorice, and then we are literally just going to put it together just like you do with a cane, facing towards you so that you can work the colors and you can see what you're going to be slicing. Now, I'm also going to speed this up as well because this, although it's kind of therapeutic and relaxing to watch, so maybe we just go with it, and maybe we could talk about how much fun I'm having making these videos. The feedback that I got from just my Patreon alone, so not even YouTube yet, was really, really awesome. You guys are enjoying my voiceovers being a little bit more casual, a little bit more fun. You are enjoying something bright to inspire you, which, look, honestly, it's my style. So I'm not going to try and put something out there that I don't love or enjoy. It's always going to be something that I love. Now, when you are doing this, do try to distribute the colors so that you get an even sort of, like, don't put them all together in one big bunch. So just, it's about color distribution. That's all I'm really doing. And I noticed that the white is a little bit bigger and it a little bit triggers me, not going to lie. Okay, not going to lie. Now, also, just in case you're wondering, when I make these videos, I am usually watching some sort of rom-com. And while I was watching this, I was watching the rom-com called High Note. I think it's called High Note. And it was really good, just in case you were wondering. And if you want a movie recommendation from me, because lately I've been watching quite a bit of, if I'm in my studio a lot, I watch quite a bit of TV. But Grant and I sat down and watched the most amazing movie the other night called Coda. And if you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor in this lifetime. Make sure you watch it. It is really, really good. It made me cry and it made me really open my eyes. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to ruin it for you. But comment below if you have seen it. Did you love it? Because I loved every single moment of that movie. Every single moment. And I also watched when the main guy, the dad, won the Oscar, and that was just a moment. I cried then too. See, this is what I mean. This takes so long, but it is so worth it. Now, this would be an amazing cane to just slice from and put on a slab, okay? And I'm actually just kicking myself right now that I didn't save myself some of that cane. I might have to make some. So if you wanted to use this, like, I know it takes a long time, but you could use, like, it'd be so amazing if you used, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 different colors and did it. I like putting them together like this rather than doing them as big canes and then reducing them, just because I find it kind of a little bit cathartic just doing this process. Putting it together is enjoyable. I enjoy this. I never thought I would. If you're a long-time follower of Polly Collective, you will know that I did not cotton on to how amazing canes are until very late in the piece. So what I'm doing now is I'm squishing it right down and reducing it so that I can then put it side by side. Oh, look how pretty that is. And I'm obviously making a section to go over my rainbow. What I didn't think about is I probably should have wrapped it in another layer of black, because it does become very thin. So I do put another layer of black over top of it just to trimming off the ends. Yes, cute. Okay, trimming again. So obviously, because I'm reducing a lot and the black layer around the actual snakes is quite thin, you'll see what I mean. I show a close-up of it, but it's the first time I've ever done this for an actual rainbow. So I didn't think about probably making them longer to go over the cane. So it kind of works straight away. Look how fun this is. So fun. I love coordinating colours as well. And how good is that? So that yellowy green is quite green in real life. In the screen, it does have a little bit more of a yellowy vibe, but it is actually quite green. So see how thin the black has become? And then we had to trim that off. Oh, I do have that left over. Yes. There we go. How fun is that? So obviously I can see how thin it is on the top. So I grab some more black, squishy, chuck it through the machine, and we're going to cover that. Because otherwise, well, it just looks shit, and we don't want it to look shit, right? We want it to look halfway professional. So yes, just wrapping that. That's going to be our final layer, trimming it off, and yes, that's right. Trim. I don't know why I did a slice like I was slicing bread. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, and then just getting it into shape. So with these canes, you can go with like a full semicircle moment, kind of like this, or you can make it kind of like a high, what do they call it? I was going to say like a mountain style, or like a peaky, what's a peaky? Just like a taller type rainbow, more of like an organic shape, which I work with a lot actually. See what I mean? Here we go. Yep. So you can make it more sort of oval. I also find when you do cut, if you want to keep it, oh, I do love that. If you do want to keep it quite, without squashing it, it does work really well to cut your cane on the side rather than cutting it straight up and down, because what happens when you cut it on the top down, it will actually squash it. Whereas if you do it from the side, it just, for some reason, cuts a little bit better. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's cut this little beauty up. Try and just slice evenly. Like I said, it's better to slice on the side because you don't warp your cane as much. So that's ideal. If you have a Lucy Clay slicer, that's perfect. If you don't, just eye it up and do your best. Now, I wanted to show you, I did a couple of versions. I did a taller one, and then I did sort of more of a squashed version where it's like, I do need to fix it a little bit, but that's what it looks like if you cut from the top versus cutting from the side. So it does can squash down depending on how soft the cane is. You can put your cane in the fridge, leave it overnight if you want to give it some more time. And like I say, if you have a Lucy Clay slicer, you'll get a cleaner slice. Just make sure you're using a sharp tissue blade and you're good to go. Now I'm also going to show you how I reduce down. This is all that I've got left of the cane because I've been slicing and dicing like no one's business. But I wanted to show you, if you just reduce it down, gently squishing the sides and pulling, you will get a nice even reducement. That's not a word. It will reduce nice and evenly. So you will need to slice off the ends. I do find that that just happens. It's almost impossible not to get the ends sort of squish out like this. So Don't roll it, don't pull it too much, just gently sort of slowly reduce. And you're going to get a super cute little stud. You will lose the detail of that sort of stained glass layer, whatever you want to call it. Cute little kaleidoscope layer. You will lose detail, but you can still see the stripes, and there's definitely still definition within the color and things like that. So it's super cute. I love these for something different. So not slab work, not really even hand-shaped work. It's literally a cane slice. So I will normally try and even up like if I don't slice them perfectly, I will tend to put a little piece of baking paper over top of my slices side by side, and then just use a roller just to smooth them. So I don't want to roll them with a roller. I just want to smooth them a little bit, and that just helps get them a little bit more even. So you can do that. And then I usually just press down with my fingers on the edges so it doesn't look like it's been cut from the cane. So it looks a little bit softer on the edges. And yeah, I find that's just like a really nice finish. What are we doing here? Okay. Oh, okay. We're just doing a different shape. I kind of like it to be taller in the stud. So I'm just showing you close up how you do lose that detail, but you can still see all the lines. So that's kind of fun. Anyway, we're coming to the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'm super excited to see what you do to make a rainbow cane, or how you interpret, or what you do. You do you, boo. I want to see you create something fun like this. A rainbow cane is super easy. All you're doing is wrapping it around a semicircle, making a log, and slicing. So I think just have fun with it. Make sure you define your layers. And yeah, just, oh, look at these. Oh, I meant to put these in my little freebies box for when people order from me. Oh, and here are the bits and pieces left over, and I think I'm pretty much just going to smush those into, chop them up. That's the tail ends, and make another smushy, scrappy cane to put to the side. I do that with most of my work. So like when I've finished a skeleton or cutting out earrings, cutting out from a slab, whatever, I will always just smush all the bits together so that they're not all just in my drawer, and they actually become something that I can use. So, oh, that's cute, kind of like an Easter egg. But yeah, like I said, I hope you've had fun. I hope the colors have inspired you. I hope the technique has inspired you. Yay! Oh my word, I thought it was going to cut me off, so I had to film just like a little bit extra to say goodbye. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video for some more vibrant, colorful, fun, make along, make with me, whatever the go, whatever you need, inspiration videos. Have a wonderful day and keep creating amazingness. Bye.